It's time for Talkin Tauntauns, your Star Wars source at AIPTcomics.com.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Talkin Tauntauns. I am Jim Lehane, and with me as always is Nicole Herview.
Hello there.
And with us, oh, you're gonna judge me trying to pronounce your name, but it's our very own AIPT reviewer of all things Star Wars. It's Nick Nafpliotis.
Hey, that was great. That was dead on.
Oh, good. I'm like, that was great. You were wrong, but it was
No,
a valiant
that was it.
effort.
Good try.
That was it. Yeah, that was great. Thank you.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. It's I'm in month 4 of fatherhood and enjoying it right now. So
Very nice. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I was just with a 6-month-old yesterday for Easter, and that's fun. It's a fun time.
I'll tell you, I'm proud of him though it was a little frustrating. My wife, for me, it's rewatch number 3. For my wife, it's the first time she's watching the Clone Wars in chronological order. And he is just transfixed by it to the point that when she pauses it, he starts getting fussy.
Wow.
And starts crying. And then we put it back on and he just starts going to the pacifier, looking up at the screen. Although we're getting to some episodes now, I kind of forgot how dark it gets near the end. I'm like, I might need to go with some kids' Star Wars stuff and Lego Star Wars first for this route when he gets older. But
yeah,
I don't think it sinks in at 4 months old.
Oh no,
I think you're right.
But when I'm indoctrinating him into Star Wars, I might need to start little bit back.
Yeah.
So, how are you doing, Nick?
Doing well. Sleep deprivation, getting used to that, and but otherwise doing great. Enjoying being a dad, and enjoyed all, even though none of us could be there. Enjoying all the announcements we got from Celebration this weekend. So,
how are you, Nicole?
Fine. I am preparing myself to be in England 2 weeks late, basically. I'm just preparing to go on a very long, well, not very long trip, but a trip for work over to London.
Oh, wow.
And everything is that. That's it. I'm just exhausted otherwise, but it's just been a busy month and a half, and it's not gonna slow down anytime soon, and I'm just exhausted. But hey, Disney annual passes are going back on sale in a week and a half, and I'm buying one. So
there you go.
Yeah, so I'll be there a lot for a year, and then I'm not going to renew it probably. I say that, and then I'll do it. But yeah, that's the joy. Well, the England will be fantastic as well, but that and those two things are what's getting me through life, as well as the promise of a day when I can watch the Ahsoka series over and over and over again. That's about it.
That's what we.
How about you, Jim?
Yeah, we've talked about getting annual passes. Well, actually, we have a pair of annual passes. When we did our vow renewal in Disney World, it came with a pair of annual passes, so we have them. But when lived in Utah, it didn't make sense to cash them in.
Yeah.
And now that we're in New York, we're like, we can cash these in, and we got a Southwest credit card to get the mileage points, and we have 100,000 points. And we're like, well, maybe next year we'll want to cash in these annual passes. And
there you go.
So we'll see. Sign-ups for the marathon are tomorrow.
Sorry, Nick. Is that for 2024?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
Can you send me all the dates? Because me and my friend who is also getting an annual pass, she wants to go, and I want to go for Festival of the Arts, which usually overlaps with the marathons, and we want to avoid the marathons. So you can just tell me when it is.
The marathon's usually the first weekend of January.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. I didn't know if that was up yet.
But I like how you are purposely avoiding when I'm going to be there.
That's absolutely what I'm doing. That's why No, it's busy as hell. That's why I want to go.
Can you let me know when you're there so that I'm not?
Well, that's not what that was. But yeah.
Jim is too modest to talk about this, but even though it's not Star Wars related, he was a book was released recently by a friend of his that involves.
I'm not modest. I literally brought the book downstairs. I was going to talk
there we
about
go.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
My friend Aaron Evan wrote a book called The Pirates of Montana, The Bone Wars. That is inspired by our time when we were teenagers digging dinosaurs in Montana.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Her, I, and a group of us called ourselves the Pirates of Montana. So we were dumb kids, and she wrote a book inspired by that. And so, like, if you it's on Amazon. If you look up the Pirates of Montana, it's basically the only thing that comes up. So I highly recommend. It says it comes out tomorrow is the official release date.
That's amazing. Very exciting.
Yeah, I wanted to plug her. That's
Absolutely. You kidding me? That's dope. Very nice.
So
how are you otherwise, Jim?
I'm all right.
Did I ask you that already?
You have not.
I am.
So I am currently doing edits round 4 on my master's thesis, trying to get it published. And so I literally finished it 18 years ago. So it was slightly out of date for the first round of edits, which was probably about 10 years ago. So we're still working through. But I that's what I worked on today. I spent a couple hours working on one of the figures, and hopefully I'll be able to get it back in the next week or two.
Nice. Well, best of luck with that, my friend.
Yeah, that's it. It is what it is. Hopefully I can get it published and then be done with it.
Yeah, I know that feeling. You just want to get it published and be done with it.
Yeah.
I feel that, man. Holy crap. That's a conversation for another day.
So, but besides that, my weekend was a mixture of hell because our main topic today, our only topic today, Star Wars Celebration.
Oh, yeah.
So I've gone to the last 5 celebrations that were all statewide. I haven't been to any in Europe or Japan. And it's really tough not being there. I didn't realize how much stuff we don't find out about when you're not there.
Yeah, I was definitely regretting everything about the fact that I will be in London in 2 weeks. That's
like
you're a week and a half.
Like you're closer. Like you are. It's not like I just didn't go. You were going to be there.
I was going to England.
Stuff.
Yeah. You see, this crazy holiday got in the way called Easter, and the fact that travel and everything that goes with it was going to be so expensive, like so expensive that week. And that's why I didn't go.
Well, that's I was looking at plane flights down to my mom in Florida, and like you could see, like starting on Monday, every day was more expensive.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was just not an option. But yeah, the FOMO was so real. Just like I wanted to be there so badly. Like so badly. Like we'll get into it. I won't jump the gun. But yeah, there's bits that I am losing my mind about.
Well, I'll start at the end.
Okay.
I do have an order planned, but we'll start with the next celebration. They try to announce the next celebration at the end of the current celebration. It's generally the pattern that they've gone with.
Yeah.
They have missed a couple just because of scheduling things, but they did announce the next celebration, and it is in Japan. Oh.
Yeah, that won't be happening for me.
Yeah.
Although it's in 2025, so
1
who
year.
knows?
Yeah, or no, 2 years. 2 years,
years
away. April 18th to the 20th. So it's only 3 days, which is the shortest celebration that I've heard in a long time. In 2025 in Japan, and that's a surprise to everyone. They have had it in Japan before. I'd have to look up the years, probably at least a decade ago.
I can't.
And they're
yeah, I
overdue.
couldn't remember when.
They're
Yeah,
overdue.
I
I
know
get it.
Japan, the Japanese are a huge Star Wars fan base, so that's why they had
Yeah.
it there before, and that's why they're going back there. But I'm kind of surprised at I didn't realize it was 2 years away. I was thinking it was next year, but that's a weird gap.
Where is it in Japan? This is a question I'm just thinking to look into now. Do we
Doesn't
know where it
say.
is in Japan? Because I'm wondering if
unless
if
they
it'll be close to the parks or not.
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
I was actually watching the live stream closing, and they just said Japan.
Yeah, okay. Maybe they're still figuring that out. They might be still figuring.
Okay,
I would
here I
assume they
go.
have a venue if they're giving you a date, but
I
it's,
would
It's
assume.
something called the Makare Masi, and that is it's a convention center, Makare New City Convention Center,
okay.
which I'm still not sure. I mean, I don't know Japan geography that well.
I
but
think
that's-
New City, Japan is a place. I think that's a place.
yeah,
Oh,
Makare
I could
New
be
City.
so wrong though. I could be so wrong.
From what I've heard
I don't
about
know.
Japan, regardless of where you are in Japan, their mass transit is so good that
It is quite good, yeah.
You can get like anywhere on any of the islands fairly easily and fairly quickly.
It's
Yeah.
literally right between Shiba and Tokyo. Like it's literally
Okay.
right between those two.
Okay. So yeah, Tokyo Disney might be reasonably close. I just wonder if they'll do anything. That's all. Because obviously this time around they're reasonably close to Disneyland Paris, but by that I mean like a 3-hour train ride. So it didn't make sense to like do something in conjunction with
Yeah.
Celebration. But I wonder if they'll do something with Tokyo Disney, but I don't know. Anyway, it's just a thought. I just had a thought. That's all.
I'm currently looking up how far away they are.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is 25 minutes.
Oh my! I think some stuff's gonna happen. Probably
They are on the same body of water. Like it looks
Oh,
like
wow.
you could literally walk there depending on the hotels.
Wow, that's interesting.
Like that's
I wonder.
yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. Big, we'll see. But yeah, because Tokyo Disney's on my bucket list. So if you can knock them both out, do Celebration and Tokyo Disney in 2 years. Start saving now, everybody. That's all I can say. Because I mean, listen, if you're from the U.S., that flight is a nightmare no matter what.
If it was 1 year away, I'd definitely say no. But 2 years away,
2 years, right? Right? It's like, it's just far enough to be like, well, but I'm about to spend my entire tax return on an annual pass. So I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's happening for me, man. But hey, who knows? You could win the lottery and then I'll definitely go. But
who knows? I could win the lottery. I don't play the lottery, but I'm assuming I could still win it.
yeah.
You
My
don't have
boyfriend was like, I'm going to start buying lottery tickets now. Like, what, should we start now? Should we just start trying this now? And I was like, David, sweetie. Yeah, okay. It's like,
Let's do this.
It's a terrible idea. Do it. All right. Whatever. But yeah, it should be interesting. I'm sure it'll be fantastic. I'm sure it'll be beautiful. They deserve it. Like, how the heck are they going to get over here? Like, it's hard. That's a hard flight. That, like, for the vast majority of people in the east of the world, getting here is a nightmare. So, like, I'm not mad that they're kind of moving the convention around a lot, is all I'm getting to.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm excited that they get to have it. Like I said, I didn't realize it was 2 years. I thought it was just next year. I'm like, oh, okay. Then that means in 2 years it'll be here. Oh, no, it's not.
Nope. We'll have to wait probably 4 years before it comes. It's like the Olympics. It's not coming back for a while, you know?
Coming back.
Yeah.
All
It'll
right.
come back eventually. Anyway.
But I want to go through the Celebration news.
Okay.
Before we had planned this episode, we had talked. We're like, we don't know how much news we're going to get. Let's do a Mando review. And then after day one, and I'm like, maybe a Mando review if this is kind of it. Then after day two, I'm like, I don't think we're going to get a Mando review in this episode.
Very quickly not.
Yeah.
So quickly not.
You were the one that was hesitant on if we'd get any news because
I didn't know.
it has happened.
I
No,
don't
it's
know.
valid. It's a
Like,
valid concern. Like, yeah.
I didn't want to plan to do an entire episode and then us sit here being like, well, let's talk about the Young Jedi trailer for 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what we were going to be looking at, but damn. they were sure, like, I'd rather it be this than be underprepared, so it's fine. But yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea what to expect, and I was very pleasantly surprised. When you have no expectations, it's a great time. It's a great time.
That's how I try to go into everything.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
All right. So our first news, I'm going to start with the movies.
Okay.
And we have 4 movie announcements, 5 if you count indie, which I'm super excited for, but I'm an indie diehard.
Looks good. Yeah, it looks really good.
Return of the Jedi is returning to theaters.
Mm-hmm.
April 28th to the May 4th in the U.S. April 28th to May 1st
Okay, so it is more than one day. It
Yes.
is. I'm sorry to talk over you, Jim. You
Nope,
can
you're good.
cut that. I apologize.
You're
So,
fine.
because David and I were talking about it, that's my last day in England is the 28th. So I was like, I don't want to miss this. Like, so we're talking about me getting off the plane the day I get back and going to the theater, so I don't miss it.
No,
we got a minute.
It goes through May 4th. So
Love that.
I think you got May 4th plans there.
I feel like I
think
already
we got a
had
lot of
this.
plans.
Like my bachelor party when I'm married back in 2020. My bachelor party was literally one of my best friends rented out a theater and we all watched Return of the Jedi. So I already kind of did this. So that was literally my bachelor party.
I already did
That's
this
amazing.
in high
Yeah.
school. In 97 when
Yeah,
I
you know
was I waited online to go see it in high school. So there.
I did not.
You were what?
Yeah.
6? No. 5?
What year is this?
97.
I went to see it back then too when it returned, I think. Yeah.
97. Yeah, I was 5.
It was a while
I was
ago.
5 years old. Yeah, it was 25 years ago.
I almost
Yeah,
had
I know.
to I almost had to bleep myself out there.
Sorry about that, man.
So our next bit of news is huge, and also the reason I was super pissed they didn't stream the Lucasfilm. I forget what it's called. The main panel, the first panel of the celebration. It's always the first panel of celebration.
It's right here.
It's their big panel. It's when
If
they
I'm
drop
not
all the
mistaken.
major news, and they didn't stream it.
Studio
And
Showcase,
everything that came out
Lucasfilm
after
Studio
it was kind
Showcase?
of blurbs,
Is that it?
but like you
That's
had to
Acolyte.
piece all those blurbs together.
Yeah.
So, but they announced 3 movies that are coming out. And with those 3 movies, I'm going to start. They posted up a timeline of the different eras of Star Wars. And going through the timeline, we have keep in mind, this is the canon timeline. Mm-hmm. Dawn of the Jedi, the Old Republic, the High Republic, Fall of the Jedi, Rise of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, the New Republic, Rise of the First Order, and the New Jedi Order. Mm-hmm. For anyone who's followed Star Wars for a while, Legends continuity, there is a book called Dawn of the Jedi that takes place 25,000 years before the movies. Mm-hmm. I was looking for it just before we started recording it. This is the premise of the movie that they announced with James Mangold called Dawn of the Jedi, or at least the premise is Dawn of the Jedi, and it said takes place 25,000 years before the movie for when you get the first Jedi Knights.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
And so they're like digging deep into Legends.
Mm-hmm.
And why not? If it's good material, pull it. You know?
Yeah, that's like for people who are Legends fans, this is huge because jumping to the end of the time scale, we have the movie called The New Jedi Order, which is actually one of my favorite book series, but I doubt this movie will have anything to do with the book series.
Yeah, probably not.
But it brings back our favorite Daisy Ridley.
I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. And I'm so pleased that people are mad about it. I'm like, stay mad. Get mad and stay mad. Shut up. Like, it's so exciting. It's so exciting to me. And I want this for her. I want this healing moment for her so badly. So I'm very excited. I hope they give her excellent material to work with. I hope she has the best time ever. I hope they gave her all the money in the world. All of those things.
I know it's a pipe dream, but part of me really, really hopes, because I mean, I probably don't align with you guys as much. I love Daisy Ridley. I think she's a great actress. I'm not a huge fan of the sequels, but I thought her character was cool. I felt like Finn's character was squandered. I really hope that they can, John Boyega, they can convince him to come back and play Finn for this. I really hope. I know it's a long shot.
It is, but if they could get him even for like one scene, just to see where Finn's at and see what he's doing and see him like in a little bit of glory, that'd be kind of nice. That'd be nice if they could, Well,
they hinted at him being forced since. How cool would it be if he was part of the training of these kids or something? Or it would just be some way to get him back and do his character justice. I would really like to see that.
Yeah.
So they announced that the movie will take place 15 years after the Rise of Skywalker. Mm-hmm. Rey is a Jedi Master at this point. And so I can see, I would love John Boyega to be back in. I can see him not being there. I can see him being there. I could literally see it either way.
Yeah.
But you can also make it work where if he decides that he does not want to come back, it's been 15 years, she trained him, he moved on.
Yeah.
Or she trained him.
His arc a different way. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she trained him and he's there. Or she trained him and he comes back. Like you said, Nick, comes back for a brief cameo. So you can literally have it any way depending on what he is willing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see, but it's a great opportunity, that's for sure.
I'm super excited. Oh, I forgot the director, we had talked, one of the reasons we were upset that Rogue Squadron didn't go off is because we've had no female movie directors.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
And this one is directed, I'm looking up her name because I cannot remember her name off the top of my head.
She was the Miss Marvel showrunner, correct?
I don't know if she was showrunner. I know she directed some of it.
Oh, I thought she was a showrunner. Okay.
I don't know either way, so I can neither confirm nor deny.
Of course, the thing I pull up does
Charmine Ovid-Chinoy.
Okay. That's I'm like the article I pulled up obviously doesn't have the information.
Of course. Why would it? And why would an article have information in it?
You know what article I pulled up, Jim? I pulled up the article I wrote about it. That's right. Yeah, she was front and center on it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. That's very exciting.
So yes, that's what, based on her name, I had to look her up, and I'm like, I don't know who this person is. I'm like, oh, it is a woman director. So I'm like, super excited. I'm super excited that.
But speaking of Rogue Squad, did you catch what Kathleen Kennedy said about it? She said we haven't decided yet if it would work better as a movie or a series.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I did not hear it mentioned at all.
Yeah, she was asked about that in an interview, and she said we haven't, we're still trying to decide if this would be a better concept as a movie or a series.
So it's definitely iced for a while. Yeah, but at the very least, it's iced.
It could be. I don't know. I think it'd make. I personally was kind of hoping for a series instead of even though I was still excited about the movie. I think a series would be more interesting for that story. So, if that turns out to be the case,
all right. And our last movie is something actually that we talked about not too long ago. How all these Filoni-verse shows, the Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka coming in. I think Skeleton Crew, maybe not. It is concurrent in the timeline. I do have a comment on Skeleton Crew when we get there. But all of these shows are theoretically building to a major event. They had mentioned this before. Well, now it looks like that major event's going to be a movie directed by Dave Filoni.
I'm so pleased. As a Filoni dork, I'm getting everything I want, and it's the best. It's just so good. I can't wait. I can't wait to have him direct a full length like feature. Like, oh, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah,
I'm big into it.
It's going to be interesting how they do it because they're going to be releasing a theatrical movie. Assuming, I believe that they were theatrical is what they were calling them. Not Disney Plus movies, theatrical movie. But with so much content based on these TV shows that you can't assume the audience has seen.
but you remember some of the Star Trek movies back in the '90s assumed you'd seen them. They didn't give you a lot of wiggle room, like the ones involving the Borg. I'm not even a Star Trek fan. I remember this. They just kind of assumed that you
No, I'd
should
say
have
first.
known.
No, First Contact is fairly standalone. You don't need to know the information. They give you a pretty good background.
There was one with Picard. They kept flashing back to his time with the Borg over and over again.
That was First Contact.
That was First Contact? Okay. I don't know. I think, I mean, it can be done. Like, if you remember the Serenity movie or the X-Files movie, it can, but there's so much narrative tissue. You're right. It's going to be interesting to see how they...
I think I have the Serenity movies box office gross in my pocket.
I showed my wife. I told her we need to watch Firefly, and she is a full-blown brown coat. This is just less than a year ago. She's like, "Why was the show ever canceled?" And so, yeah, we just recently watched Firefly and Serenity. So, yes, we're one of those.
It was canceled because they took all the episodes, put them in a blender, and that's how they released them. Nobody knew what was the order that they were coming out in, and people stopped watching it because it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never gotten past the first episode. I never finished the first episode, and I tried 4 times. I couldn't do it. Now I'm a different person now, so maybe I'll try again. But it was that was rough. In college, I tried like 5 times.
I don't know.
Like,
that was it came out
bad.
when Joss Whedon was not
Terrible
who
person.
he is now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all interesting, isn't it?
All right. So that's all of our movie news. We have, I think, a small bit of news on TV.
Oh, no. There was a
nothing
little extra.
really. Just,
There was
a little
animation.
drop in the bucket.
Animation came out strong at the end on some news, but
They haven't. I don't even think anything. They didn't really talk
Nothing
about.
really happened.
No, there's no.
well, I'll say what you. I'll go with what I picked up recently because they did a bunch of new animated stuff. I just picked it up very recently. So.
Well, I think we're being sarcastic because holy crap, was there so much going on in terms of the Acolyte. A little bit of Skeleton Crew I saw. Ahsoka owned my life for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Like, there is so much going on. But Jim, go on then.
So I'm gonna go.
I don't know where you want to start.
I don't know. I'll hit the little stuff first.
Sure.
They released a trailer for the Young Jedi Adventures. It looks fun. It looks like something you see on Disney Plus, or not Disney Plus, on Disney Junior. I'll still watch it. We'll see. I watched the first episode on YouTube because they released the first 3 episodes on YouTube, and I'll go back.
Yep. Yep. Fair enough.
It was a get to know the characters episode. Yeah. The Bad Batch has been renewed for season 3.
Final season.
Final season coming in 2024. Or maybe they said 2024, so somewhere between.
So 2027?
Yeah, maybe.
Fair enough. That'll give me time to actually watch the damn thing.
No
That's fine.
spoilers for Nicole. She hasn't watched the end, but it is.
I've not watched most of it. Let's be honest.
It's
It is
yeah.
so uneven, but when it's good, it's great. But
Yeah,
the season has been so uneven.
Yeah. That's the vibe I got. I saw something that I was like, wish I hadn't seen that, but that's my fault. So it's all good.
A new trailer for Visions. I think, is it called Volume 2? Is that what they
Volume
Yeah.
2.
Volume 2.
You know, what's interesting is I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the first volume of Visions were all Japanese animation studios.
Yes.
This is 9 from all over the world.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
read.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
It looks great.
There are, I believe, either one or no Japanese companies. I don't remember.
There is
we went
one.
We went through them a while ago when they were released.
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm.
But you could tell the creators of Wallace and Gromit. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could tell which one's theirs.
Oh yeah.
I'm so Aardman. I am so excited because I am a shill for Wallace and Gromit. Like, oh, Wensleydale? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Oh, all of it. I'm in all of it. I won't. Yes.
Did you
Yes.
watch the trailer?
Not yet.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I'm very excited about it though.
The trailer looks amazing. It looks like they took season 1 and decided to go bigger. I'm wondering if they're gonna extend the length of the episodes a little.
They might. Yeah.
So, but the whole season drops on May 4th, as we announced before, along with the Young Jedi Adventures. So that's going to be a good Star Wars day. And then you can
It
go
is.
watch Return of the Jedi in the theaters.
You can. Yeah.
I'll mention Skeleton Crew. Apparently,
Wait,
if you were
Tales of the
in
Jedi.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Tales of the Jedi also got announced as a season 2. That is all we know. That literally
Yeah, that's
the
pretty much it.
entirety
Yeah.
of the announcement.
But cool. Excited. There's going to be more.
Yep.
We talked about it having more if they focused on. I would assume they're going to focus on different characters this time.
Probably. Yeah.
Skeleton Crew, we did not get much, or I should say, us as in not at Celebration didn't get much. Apparently, if you were at Celebration, you got to see some variety of trailer or footage. What I did want to mention is I saw people commenting that saw the leaked footage before it got taken down, and they said that it looked like Vane was in it. If you remember, do you remember the Vane from this season of The Mandalorian?
Yeah,
Right at
that
the
was
beginning,
definitely him.
the pirate.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That makes sense because I was like, they're really focusing on this guy. Like, he's got to either come back or is important for something else. And yeah, it makes sense. Interesting.
So that's what I would not be surprised, especially since they've already announced that it overlaps time periods with these shows. If they set him up in The Mandalorian to be coming into Skeleton Crew,
Yeah. Yeah.
of which we do not have a release time yet. All we know is it's, I believe, coming out this year, but the only thing we got a specific release month is Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So what do we want to do next?
Do you want me to yell about Ahsoka for like 20 minutes? Because I can.
We got Ahsoka and we got the Acolyte.
Let's do Acolyte first.
Yeah.
Okay, the Acolyte. So they, again, a lot of stuff in that the spotlight panel that I didn't get to see, but they did pull a lot of the actors into the live stream. They were interviewing them a lot. I saw my favorite description of this show is that it is a cross between, what was it, Frozen and
Kill
something
Bill.
else. And Kill
Frozen
Bill.
and Kill
That was
Bill.
it.
Kill
Yeah.
Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing.
Love that.
Yeah.
That sounds excellent. I'm so into that.
And then go. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
And then I was excited. I have not been keeping up with the High Republic media
Oh, that's right.
push, and I've sort of I've been looking at. I'm like, oh, this looks really cool. So I kind of had a tangent idea of who Ernestra Rowe was. I at least had heard of her and stuff. So it's pretty exciting. Rebecca Henderson, who was she's married to Leslie Headland, the showrunner, and she was in Russian Doll, and she's going to be portraying a live action version of Vanessa Rowe. And it looks, someone was kind enough to post a leaked image. They did not post it officially, but post a leaked image, and she looked fantastic as the character. So
that was one of my scrolling through the news, and I dropped an F-bomb randomly reading my phone going, oh, and my wife looks at me and goes, what? I said, news. This will mean literally nothing to you who does not watch any of the Star Wars shows or read any of the books. But I thought it was really cool that we're going to have a crossover between the books and this TV show. And apparently, like, they did talk about the High Republic. The show is taking place after the books end, timeline-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's going to be no time overlap, so you won't get the continuity crushes that Filoni likes to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll see. I think that's all. Like, they had a ton of the actors from the Acolyte on. I believe we talked about almost most of them.
Almost most of them.
Almost most.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't watched through them all yet. Because they put the different segments up on YouTube, and I just haven't been able to, like, work through all of them yet. But I will, and I'm excited. There's a lot of Acolyte, like, a lot. I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, and I liked Leslie Headland. She came out at the end of the publishing thing, and she said something that really spoke to me, because she was talking about why the books were so important. She goes, a lot of people forget that for old people like Jim and I, like in the 90s, that's all we had until they, started releasing it, were the books and stuff to keep the story alive. And you could tell she really, you could tell she was speaking from the heart about how much that sort of expanded universe of material meant. And so, I mean, I know it makes it sound kind of bad, but it is nice to know that somebody who's that invested in it is the one doing a show that's going to cross over with that sort of material. That made me feel really good.
All right. And then Ahsoka got a trailer and stuff, but we can go on to the books.
Yeah. No, you're not. Dude. Okay. I'm not kidding, the 45-second recap of the Ahsoka panel that they put up yesterday.
I hated that recap. I was so angry. I'm like, why? Just show me the freaking panel.
Oh, well, show me the panel, please. But just that, I was a puddle. I was like, all I had to do is see Chopper again. This is not the first time we've seen real Chopper. I lost my mind. Like, there's so much going on. And so in chronological order, right? The trailer came out first, and holy hell, I must have watched that like 7 times.
Kevin Kiner's score. Good God. That musical score.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Seeing Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Hera ended my day. Sabine looks incredible.
Perfect. She looks perfect.
She looks so good. The fact that they had the Rebels... the wall, the painting, physically there, ruined my day. I was like, why not me? And why am I not there? I was losing my mind. It looked so good.
But apparently that's the wall. That wall is in the show.
Yeah, it's in the show.
Correct.
They brought that same prop.
Right. And I loved that it looked cartoony and like... you know what I mean? Like, I like that it's the exact same image as in Rebels, and they didn't, like, make it more realistic. I'm like, I love that it looks like Rebels. Like, I love that it looks like it's animated, because it's art. It can be.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, they didn't need to touch that, and it looks like they didn't. And it looks incredible. Yeah. Incredible.
And I hate, because 2 of Sabine's best scenes didn't make the public trailer. Someone was kind enough to leak the other ones, but oh my gosh, 2 scenes with her with Ezra's lightsaber and on that speeder bike. You're like, yep, that's Sabine. Like it's just like, yeah.
Incredible. And then we all just looked at the back of Thrawn's head for like 12 hours. And everyone was like, that's Lars Mikkelsen. That's Lars Mikkelsen.
This guy called
Lars Mikkelsen. We were all like, And then the next day they made us wait a minute. And then the next day they're like, oh, you wanted to know who Grand Admiral Thrawn was? Like, oh my God, why don't we tell you? And I was like, sobbed again. I sobbed a lot this weekend, y'all. And listen, the other thing that I thought was really, really cute there's details about the show. Obviously, like, they talked about, you know, Ahsoka as a really complex character and where Hera's at right now and Sabine and why this is important and how this all intersects and what the heck is going. Love that. Great. And like new characters, all this stuff. Great stuff. What I cried again about was the fact that Rosario Dawson and Ashley Eckstein did a photo op together.
Like,
you could buy a photo with the two of them.
Yeah.
And that tells me not everything I need to know about this show, but a good amount that at least Rosario Dawson and Ashley Eckstein are having a like they have spoken to each other. They are talking, and Rosario seems so invested in this character, like so invested in Ahsoka, and like talking about how the Montrails at first weren't like perfect, so like they changed them, and she did a lot of work in between when we saw her the first couple of times, and you can see it, like you can absolutely see it.
So we commented on the show how they looked short the first time, and the entire internet said they look short, but it's like, oh, it's stunt, we got to do it. And then the next time we're all like, they look so much better.
There it is. And her physicality was improved. Like everything was just like, that was good. This is better. And like you can tell that Rosario Dawson cares enough that she would be like, Ashley, let's have dinner. Like, let's just talk about Ahsoka for like 4 hours. Like, let's do it. I know it's happened now, you know?
Yeah, she fixed her acting. Like, you could, like between The Mandalorian season 2 when she was in it to Book of Boba Fett when she was in it. Like, Book of Boba Fett, it's like a different person was playing Ahsoka.
Yeah.
It was closer. It was definitely closer to where you would think she would be at this point. I've talked a lot about how much Ahsoka means to me. Like, my God, man. Like, one of my few regrets over the last 10 years is that I didn't watch that show sooner. Like, and that Ahsoka wasn't in my life sooner. And she means the absolute world to me. And I'm definitely not alone in that. That is a very basic, opinion and feeling. And there are many of us. But watching, even though Ashley is not in the show, or she might, who knows, she might show up somewhere. But even though she's not heavily involved in it, she's still Ahsoka. Like, she's still so, like, you think Ahsoka, at least to me, I default to her and I always will. But she's still so connected and invested. And watching her she does like mindfulness panels. Like she did like a guided meditation, and she met with like a group of Ahsoka cosplayers that they like all got together and like took photos together, and Ashley was there. And every time she
does it every time. She's always at those.
Yes. Every time she speaks to a group of Ahsoka people, like, she gets emotional. And I don't know if she's just a really freaking good actor or she actually cares that much, but I like to believe she does, and she believes every word she's saying, and it's beautiful. So to see that there is still some connection between her and everything that is done with this character was just, it made my heart very, very happy. And again, I could talk about it for a very long time, but I won't. I'll stop. But it was just a beautiful thing to see, and to see all of these phenomenally strong women on that stage together, and just be like watching them watch the trailer, stop it, and then later I saw the leaked trailer as well and saved it on my phone in case it disappears from the world. So I've got it. I guess Disney's gonna have to come collect my phone. But I've got it. And seeing Thrawn, I was like, I could go to bed. Like, my day's over.
And
Are you kidding me?
When Ahsoka pointedly referred to him as heir to the Empire. I know that was some old school fan service. I know they're not doing a remake, but just the fact she called him that was it's like, thank you.
Well, that's why I bringing up the legend stuff. That's where I was getting. I'm wondering if that's what they're going to go with the movie.
They might use part of it. They might use,
Well, just saying the title.
They've said it. They said it a few times. Because I did watch Lars Mikkelsen and what is the gentleman's name? Who is the other gentleman who was on that panel? Like, white beard.
Ray Stevenson.
Yes. It was there. Yes, absolutely. They did the live stream interview together, and they the interviewer, excuse me, said heir to the empire, like very pointedly, like to Lars Mikkelsen. So they're like, I think it's a thing that like people were talking about, and it's very pointed. And I wouldn't be surprised if they pull some material from Legends for that, but we'll see. We'll see which way they go. I mean, the very existence of Thrawn connects current canon to Legends, right? Yep. So like they clearly know that there's value, which is what I was going to say before. They know there's value in those stories. And if they find that value, why wouldn't they leverage it like in some way? Because like David, my boyfriend, was like, Old Republic is right there. Can we just have any Revan content? Like anything. He's like, give me anything. He's not one of those like people who's like, a jerk about Revan or anything. And I was like, I kind of want them to do that just so like they could stop gatekeeping Revan. Well, Revan, like, you're not a fan, you don't even know who Revan is, and I'm like, I don't care. Like,
Revan's
simple
been
as that.
Name dropped in canon,
right? Like,
and
I would like that to be pulled in a little bit.
They just announced a new toy of him in the Vintage Collection pipeline, which I know is getting ahead of things, but just to say, I think your boyfriend's wishes are gonna be coming true.
I hope so, just for him. I like him to be happy,
just so he shuts up.
That's always nice, but it's not like that. Stop it. No. I just want him to have the same joy that I just had with Ahsoka. I'm like, well, he's also very, very freaking excited as well. But like, if that's what he wants, I want that for him. But it'd be cool. It would be cool to not have him be this, because like, I don't know. It's different, like, a different experience. I'm sure it happens to guys, but as a woman, when people are trying to test you about your knowledge of a thing like Star Wars,
I've seen
they'll
that.
pull Revan out, and I'm like, I know who he is. I just don't care. Like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
And it's because of you that I don't care. It's this attitude. And I'm like, I kind of want that taken from them a little bit. Like, make him mainstream.
There you go.
And goof it up a little bit. Just make something a little different that doesn't ruin the character, but is like going to make them mad. Do that for me.
Next trivia episode we do is every question of mine is going to be about Revan.
Well, I hate the trivia episodes. I might be better at them now. Like, let's be honest. But
I was going to say, there was something else too. Lars Mikkelsen had repeatedly forcefully denied that he was Thrawn. So people are like, it won't happen. And I'm like, did Andrew Garfield teach you people nothing?
For real.
When actors have to keep something secret and they act for a living, they'll lie because they have to. Well, they break contract if they don't.
Ewan McGregor, I think, was still saying he wasn't in it after the show premiered. Like,
pretty much, yeah.
He's like, I'm not doing a Kenobi show. Oh wait, it already premiered.
It's out. Oh, great.
Yeah,
he showed up as well, which is cute
with his little mustache.
With his little mustache, and his whole family's in Star Wars now, and I can't. I love that for him. Him and his wife and his kid. Everyone's in Star Wars. It's great. It's the best day ever. But yeah, it's what a time. What a time, guys. Yeah, that Ahsoka panel made me sob. And then someone posted a video that they're gonna sell a chopper toy that's not like, I don't think it's gonna be like $1 million, but like, I was
$80.
like, take my money. And I was like throwing.
Yeah, my dog needs that.
I want it. Yeah.
Now, one thing with this is going to sound a little weird. I love, the actress playing Hera. I've loved her in everything I've seen her in. Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I've loved her in everything. But in my head, for some reason, I could not see her as Hera. So seeing her as Hera. And it was like, oh, okay, yeah, it works. I don't know. I would be fine. I'm like, okay, whatever. She's a great actor. She'll handle it. But seeing her as Hera and it working in my head, I know that my headspace is not the most important thing when they're making this, but I just really like that, because I know she's awesome. So like seeing also how well she looks like the character, I was like, oh yeah. Like I was already excited. And, that was just because, I didn't know how to feel because I love her as an actress. Everything she's in, I love. But I was like, does she really look like Hera Syndulla? But I was like, well, Hera Syndulla is a Twi'lek, so maybe I shouldn't really be that concerned since Twi'leks aren't real. And then, but then seeing her and her just looking like the character like she did, and I don't know, just that was that. I know that's a weird thing to be excited about, but I really was.
It's a fortification of like the idea, right? It's like it's just like cementing it, like, oh yes, this works.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, it's, which I think it's one thing to like look at an actor and be like, yes, I see it, and then it's another thing to actually see it. You know,
yeah,
yeah. That's cool. It was really cool moment to see her behind the wheel of a ship.
Oh, that scene when Chopper's going crazy yelling at her. Oh, that was so cool.
Lost my mind.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, like, we had gotten a lot of information about the cast of The Acolyte, but we've gotten almost nothing on Ahsoka up before this panel. So I kind of like everything was rumors. A lot of them turn out to be true. So it's rumors are rumors. But I just kind of want to go brief gloss over of the main characters that we got. So we know Rosario Dawson obviously is Ahsoka. Natasha Liu Bordizzo is Sabine Wren. Mm-hmm. Iman Esfandi is Ezra Bridger. I don't think that was like even mentioned that Ezra would, like, obviously we assumed Ezra would be in it, but I don't think we ever got confirmation that he was in it.
He the actor, you know, he said something on Twitter like it was great. So even though it's not been officially confirmed, it's been confirmed. You know, he said glad to meet all of you as a hologram. So
we got Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Hera, Ray Stevenson as Balin, who I never heard of before, so probably a new character. I think
he's a new character. Mm-hmm. I think they talked about that.
David Tennant is coming back as Hu Yang, the droid.
How did I not bring that up? Because, oh my god, the chills. I had chills.
The live action rendition of the droid, I'm like, I was excited because I really did like that arc of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was excited that it was still in existence.
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen as somebody.
Who knows? Who knows who he'll be?
Yeah. Genevieve O'Reilly, we got confirmation that she's in the show.
Yeah.
At least as a hologram. Mm-hmm. Diana Lee Inosanto is coming back. She was the Morgan Elsbeth from Ahsoka, the Mandalorian episode of Ahsoka. She was the bad guy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But can I just have you guys ever watched that scene where her and Ahsoka fight, but they put the music to Kill Bill? It's amazing. That's
got to be excellent.
Interjection, but that's one of my favorite fan edits of a Star Wars scene. Okay, continue. Sorry, Jim.
So, and Lars Mikkelsen as somebody.
Who cares? Listen, this is I haven't posted it yet, but actually I'll probably post it tomorrow morning. But do you know that meme? Probably don't, but the audience might. It's like you put something like a picture of something behind you and you go, remember how men were about the Joker? This is my Joker, except I'm going to be so much worse. I made that, but with this show, and I haven't posted it yet, but I will very soon. It's just like, I'm going to be a menace. I'm going to be a menace. Because they're like, hey, if Maul shows up, I'll have an aneurysm. You know what I mean? There's no way. The man's very dead. But like, that's there's, and if it was Sam Witwer, that is the only way that they're going to make this better for me. So like, I'm having a good time.
Mm-hmm. I forgot something on the Acolyte is we got one of the characters just announced is a Wookiee Kelnaka who's played by I try to pronounce his name Eunice Suatamo. He's the person who took over for Chewbacca.
Oh, nice.
From Peter Mayhew.
Nice. Okay.
That's awesome.
So he was watching him on the live stream. He was very excited that he gets to play a Wookiee Jedi.
Love that for him. I love more Wookiee Jedis. I'm like, give me all the Wookiee Jedis. Like, this is a great time.
So I believe that's it for the TV news.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Book news, not much. They did talk about a bit about the High Republic. We are getting phase 3 real soon. Like I had said, phase 2 is wrapping up right about now-ish. Phase 3 is going to start in November, run through the beginning of 2025.
Holy God. Okay.
It'll be 3 waves, I believe, as well. So they're going to be fairly well spaced.
My gosh, man. Okay.
I was a little surprised. It's an interesting concept for the newer stuff. Well, the first, maybe you two would know this and I don't. For the newer stuff, they're doing a storyline in the Marvel Star Wars comics called Dark Droids. It's going to be like some virus that goes through droids and causes them all to go crazy. Takes place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Sounds fun. There was some interesting stuff coming out from Dark Horse. New stuff. I still don't understand how this publishing deal works. I thought Dark Horse could do old stuff and non-canon stuff, but there's some big stories coming out from them.
Dark Horse, all Dark Horse did was take over IDW's license, which is of the younger geared storylines. And that's the Kevin Scott does a lot of the horror type stories, and that's kind of Tales from Tales from the Death Star, I think, is the one that got announced.
Yes, yeah.
And so was IDW's line, and so that's all Dark Horse took over was those.
Okay, and then there's a new Quinlan Boss story and a new Jackson story. I can see why that's allowed.
Yeah, Kevin Scott is a stand for Jackson. Yeah. The Dark Droids is interesting because it is the major overlap between all of the mainline comics of Marvel. They're teasing it in the Han and Chewbacca comic, and the third one, I can't remember, Hidden Empire, that one that's just wrapping up now. And so it's going to cross over between Star Wars, Vader, Dr. Aphra, and Bounty Hunters.
Yeah, and I'm frustrated. I was about to drop Bounty Hunters from my pull list. I have not enjoyed that comic. And then I see that Dirge is showing up in a couple issues, and I'm like, well, I can't drop it now. Dirge, the second new canon appearance of Dirge, I can't drop that comic now.
I never liked it.
Yeah, I'm not enjoying it, but Dirge is showing up. I have to.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's it. Connor and I, a couple months ago when Nicole was out, I think in England, Connor came on and we talked about this crossover, the previous iteration of this crossover event, and I'm feeling about the same about it. None of these comics are thrilling me overly much, besides maybe Dr. Aphra.
Yeah. Wait, so Nicole, you've been to Europe before and after Celebration. Your company is awful for doing that to you.
Listen, I go of my own accord, but my entire team is in England, so I like to go once in a while.
Yeah.
So I went in last August, and I'm going back in a couple weeks, and I just keep missing stuff, but whatever.
All right.
Yeah, it is what it is.
We got a new trailer for Jedi Survivor, the video game,
which I refuse to watch because I haven't finished Fallen Order yet, so I can't watch that.
You haven't,
nor talk about it very much.
You haven't finished Law and Order? I don't think they're.
That's what I said. That's absolutely what I said, Jim. Mm-hmm.
Okay, my hearing aids broke, and I am running. I'm running
fair
on
enough.
empty.
I apologize.
I'm running
that's
on
my
empty.
bad, man. Sorry. Fallen Order.
Okay. Is that the sequel to Law and Order?
Yes.
Yes,
you're correct. You got that right.
Actually,
that part you knew.
I have it. There's a book that just came out in March that takes place between the two games. I'm refusing to read it until I finish Fallen Order. So that's.
I just got to Kashyyyk, so that's where we're at.
Oh, you're farther than I am.
Yeah.
So the game.
It's fun.
I did look at the trailer. The trailer looks amazing.
Yeah. I might switch to story mode so I could just go through it.
That's
you know?
that's my hard mode.
Yeah, I love it, but I know I can. It's a different conversation. The point is, I'll finish it in like 2 days if I do story mode. So I might change it.
All right, and my last piece of news. I know Nick has some toys news. My last piece of news is park news. We didn't get much park news.
It doesn't matter. We got some.
But we did. The only park news that we got was nothing to do with Galaxy's Edge, nothing to do with the Starliner. It's about Star Tours. They remembered it existed.
Now, Jim, are they going to make it not make me sick? Because that would be dope.
You're
because
talking,
it makes me ill.
You're talking to the person who can't go on a merry-go-round. So
I'd like for them in this update to make it not want to kill me.
Yeah. So they announced new adventures are coming in 2024. That is all we got. We know nothing about how many new adventures, where they're
if
going.
They'll replace anything. You know,
we don't. I assume it's not going to replace anything. They're going to add in more rotation.
Yeah.
But since
God, not more rotation. Holy crap.
Yeah, but yeah, we know it'll be coming to. It says 3 of our destinations, but I think it's the only places that have Star Tours: Disneyland, Hollywood Studios, and Disneyland Paris.
Yes.
I don't think any other parks have Star Tours.
Because I skipped it. I think I skipped it in Disneyland Paris because I was like, no, I want to enjoy my day. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh,
I'll ride Phantom Manor 5 more times. Thanks. I'm the best Pirates of the Caribbean in the world. I'll do that. Thanks.
We did Disneyland a few years ago, right after. It was when we did The Last Jedi. I said how we stayed up till almost midnight or after midnight, and we stayed up the whole night and went to Disneyland. I did Star Tours there, and it was the end of the night. My wife and daughter already left to go to the hotel, and they're like, if you want to go do that, now's the time, because my wife knows if I do it, I am done. Literally done. I cannot do a thing after that. And so they left, I did it, and I walked out of the park, and I'm like,
good night.
I pulled off the glasses halfway through. I couldn't even make it through one full ride.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough because I'm like, if this thing just didn't move and I could just watch there's a lot there. There's just a lot, but I need them to figure out how to make me not want to die when I'm on that ride. Like, that's what I need them to do.
My wife recommended some, not Dramamine, but a different type of medicine. It really worked the last time I was in.
Really? Okay. Because I know there's bracelets that allegedly work.
I've heard those. I've heard those as well. Christina Ariel recommended a bracelet to me.
Oh, did she?
I can let you know what she said about the bracelet. They're not cheap, but you pay it once and you're done. The tabs, I think it cost me $120 for 3.
Oh, hell!
But they last for 3 days.
Oh, okay.
That's nice.
Like it sits behind your ear, and it stays there. Scopolamine, off the top of my head.
Okay.
I don't know for certain, but I think that's
interesting. Hey, if it works though,
yeah,
that's great.
It did. I was in a taxi ride from the airport when I had to put the first one on.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fair. I did TMI maybe, but last time I went to England on the ride, the landing was a little rough, and that was the first time I ever got ill on a flight. And I was like, oh, is this my life now? Is this it? Is this what we're going to do every time now? So far, so good, but it was the worst experience. And in the car after that, I could have used one of them. Let's put it that way.
So,
but I digress. Toy news.
Well, I forgot. I got one more. I forgot. They mentioned.
Oh, sorry, man.
They released the Oga's Cantina. They released a soundtrack for Oga's Cantina that they play the music for.
Yes,
they released that 2 years ago ish. They released a volume 2.
Yes, approved and endorsed and needed.
And they are also going to release the Galactic Star Cruiser playlist. Ooh. I don't know if it'll be something you can buy like off of Apple iTunes or whatever. I bought because I don't use any of the streaming music platforms, but they specifically say a playlist. So I'm wondering if it'll just be on Spotify. Is that what people the kids listen to?
Yeah, that's what the kids are doing.
Yep. I'm the kids.
I don't
I
have
use Spotify
any
too,
clue.
so.
Don't have a clue. SoundCloud,
That's
one
great.
of those. Not a clue.
Not SoundCloud.
No.
I don't.
You went too far. Come back.
Not
Come
a
back.
clue. Literally,
You got it.
you are. I don't do any of those, so I have.
I understand.
Not a clue. But that's yeah. So that is the last of my news. It took an hour to get through my news. Nick, toys.
Only a few things. Nicole mentioned this earlier. There's the new chopper toy, which it's $80. It responds to your movements, it responds to stimuli like movement, sound, and stuff. The only thing I think people are forgetting, it's not a remote control thing that you can chase around your cat with. It is at least not. I tried looking it up, and they don't mention that you can move it and stuff. It's also the labeling says Ahsoka, so this is a chopper. Whatever difference there might be based on his appearance in Ahsoka. But it still seems like a cool thing. And they released a role-play helmet of the 332nd Battalion, the one that painted Ahsoka's face on them before they started hunting her.
Oh, yeah.
So they had
that
that
one. I saw that listed, and it hurt me because they literally tried to kill her minutes.
5 seconds
like
later.
how
Yeah.
I think we counted in seconds after they announced they premiered those like stormtroopers or clone troopers, and then they
How
immediately
emotional was
turned
that?
the enemy.
And they were like, "Oh, you cried? You're gonna cry harder." Like, dang it.
And then we finally got the N1 for not a low price, but I mean, if any of you who read my toy articles, hi mom, I've been complaining about Hasbro's raising prices way past the rate of inflation. This thing comes with a really nice Din Djarin figure. He's got the dark saber and the spear. It comes with the flight stand. It comes with Grogu inside of the cockpit area, not a cockpit, the little astromech area that can also fit an astromech.
The thing in the back.
Yeah, and it's $129, which again, not cheap, but a lot of us were joking, being like, "Oh, this is going to be $300. This is going to be or $250 if we're lucky." They also released a 4-pack of Jabba's Court, which is nice. We finally got that for Vintage Collection. There were a lot of things. I'll just kind of hit a couple of highlights. And I've mentioned this before, is that, in the pipeline, they have a new Vintage Collection Admiral Thrawn, which, obviously. They have some characters that are long overdue, like the Grand Inquisitor, Pre Vizsla, Director Krennic, and Revan, which we talked about. Black Series did new redos for all their for the Bad Batch in their season 2 look. They did a clone commander, a regular, but they continue to not change the body on that. The Omega looks great. Like, for me personally, on my shelf, I'm going to keep all the Bad Batch characters I have, but the new Omega with her bow and arrow, and it comes with an alternate head that looks kind of mean and ready to like murk somebody with the bow and arrow. I'm going to have to replace my current Omega with her.
I had a friend who commented that there's apparently an exclusive edition Omega, and the wide variety, the one that's kind of the one you're just talking about, it looks a lot better than even the exclusive edition.
Yes.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Yeah, significant. It's great. They finally, after years, they did another Black Series job of it, this time with Salacious Crumb, which the last time Salacious Crumb was released was for a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, I think 14 years ago. So yeah, this is, in Black Series. Now, you could have got it from the Creature Pack, but that goes for massive prices on eBay, and it comes with this hookah and all that. No Deus, you can't put them on there, but it comes with a little bit of role play stuff on the side. I'm a little frustrated with this. They did a Force Spirits 3-pack with Anakin, Yoda, and Obi-Wan. If there was ever a time to do an alternate head with the Anakin, you could have had Hayden Christensen and Sebastian Shaw, but they didn't. It's just the Hayden Christensen, which fine. It's fine, but that would have been a time to give an alternate head for something. What I'm most excited about is there were 2 exclusives. First of all, usually if you see exclusive on something, it has an unnecessary price hike. Even though the baseline cost for Black Series is $24.99, which is absurdly too high, these exclusives are both still $24.99. One is Old Guard Maul, which is Maul and his, in it with his real, mechanical legs, basically the way you see him in Rebels. And then
Old
the
Master.
other one,
Or is
Old
it called
Master, sorry.
Yeah.
It's Old Master, yeah, my bad. And then the other one is Donk Ondor, which is the Galaxy's Edge Ithorian, the guy who runs the shop. And it has,
I need both of them. Oh my god!
Oh, and it's so good. It looks amazing. It has, yes, he does come with the sword of, is it Kashyyyk? It's that Sith sword. He has that Sith sword. Yeah. He's got a ton of little artifacts, a Sith holocron, a Jedi holocron, a clone trooper helmet. The whole body is soft goods. He has like a chain. He has like necklaces with all his, different trinkets on it and stuff.
The bling.
It looks fantastic. These all go, I feel like I'm doing an ad for Hasbro, and I complain about them more than anybody on the planet. But they all go up for pre-order tomorrow. That is a Hasbro Pulse. No, I'm sorry. That is a Shop Disney exclusive, and the Darth Maul is a GameStop exclusive. But those look fantastic.
Ithorians are my favorite alien species. I absolutely love them. I know me and Yariel Poof, we're close, but Ithorians beat out the Cormians.
And
that's fair.
There was if you guys know, Yak Face is usually really good. They're so good at scoops that Lucasfilm and all of them banned them from ever getting samples or PR images because they got so mad at them for leaking stuff. So that tells you how good they are. The rumor, Jim, you'll like this, is now that the mold exists for Ithorians, we should be getting some more in the Black Series line. So I know you said give it up on toys, but right when you think you're out, they might have just pulled you back in. Because I can't see.
I would assume it would be Momar Nadon would be the only one I could think of.
Well, there's the Hammerhead from New Hope.
That's Momar Nadon.
Oh, who's the Jedi Hammerhead then? From the original, the micro. Yeah. The Jedi Hammerhead. Yeah, he's I would assume they'd make him as well.
We don't use the H word. That's.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, they'll make at least those two characters. It looks like.
So that's all I got. I think we were able to fill an episode, Nicole. What do you?
Well done, everybody. Yes, absolutely. I have nothing to add. Well done. Good call.
All right. Thank you guys for having me on. It was fun.
Of course.
It was like you said. I was, originally Jim asked. He said we're going to be talking about Mandalorian. I even kind of wondered. I was like, we still have any message me? He goes, we're not talking about Mandalorian.
No, we are not.
We're going to have to cover all this Star Wars stuff. So,
yeah, that's what. That's why the schedule shifts.
I also, I learned, I was so embarrassed, and thank God for my editor, Gary Katigue, who's the TV editor. I turned in my article about the Acolyte and said that the showrunner for the Acolyte was Lena Headey. I don't know why. I didn't watch Game of Thrones or nothing, but he caught that. But I shouldn't, with sleep deprivation with a new child, you shouldn't write articles at 1 in the morning.
Yeah, probably not. I feel that.
Yeah.
So I've been linking to Nick's reviews of The Mandalorian in our posts for when we talk about it. So you can read up on Nick's reviews there. Anywhere else that people can find you, Nick?
I'm on Twitter until it dies at Nick Nafster 79. Hanging in there until Twitter finally craps the bed, which I think is probably going to be in about 2 more months. Yeah, so you can find me there for now. So
you can find us on that Twitter place at Talkin Tauntauns. You can email us, talkintauntauns@AIPTcomics.com. You can join our Discord through AIPT Comics and join us. Sorry, you can join our Patreon and join us on Discord. Yep, yeah, I know.
Just letting you go, man.
Yeah. You can give us a 5-star review whenever you please. We would love it. And the plan is to be back next weekend talking more Mandalorian. So we will see you then.
Why did I wave?
They can't see you.